What would you do if the train you were riding on arrived at a station that didn't exist? In today's video, I'm going to introduce the Japanese urban legend of Kisaragi Station, so let's get into the story. In 2014, an anon from 2chan posted a thread titled "Pass Through a Strange Station." This thread is a reminder of one of 2chan's most legendary and scary stories revolving around Kisaragi Station, and the unexpected turn of events at the end of OP's story caused a great deal of panic in the thread. The OP starts off with a disclaimer stating, "I didn't actually step off the train and onto the station platform, and I might be imagining things, but I'm going to write about it." And from there, OP begins his story. This experience happened 2 nights ago from the time of OP's post between the stations Hanno and Nishi-Chichibu in Saitama Prefecture. It was 11 p.m. in the dead of night, and OP was on the train to go home after drinking with a friend. The train ride is about an hour and a half with several tunnels on the way, but when the train reached a certain tunnel, OP felt a strange sensation and thought to himself, "Was there a tunnel here before?" Thinking he might have been mistaken, OP checks the map, but there were no tunnels in the surrounding area. There was a dense fog at the end of the tunnel. It had been raining 2 mornings prior as well, and OP remembers feeling sentimental, thinking about how difficult it must be for the drivers in this kind of fog. After passing through the tunnel and proceeding through the fog, he noticed something else strange. The train has been going for about 10 minutes, when there should only be 5 in between the stations. OP became uneasy by this fact, as the situation is reminiscent of the story surrounding Kisaragi Station. As OP was coming to the apex of his terror, this train suddenly came to a stop. Oh, maybe it's waiting to change tracks, or maybe there was an accident, he thought to himself. However, the situation turned out not to be what OP thought, as the doors opened with no announcement. The doors then stayed open for several minutes. OP had never experienced anything like this before, so he waited for the crew to make an announcement. But no announcement came, and the doors stayed as they were. He was thinking of talking to another passenger on the train, but everyone else was sleeping, so he just continued to wait in silence. Then, the doors suddenly slammed shut. OP looked out the window and to his surprise saw 2 human-like shadowy figures along with the glimpse of the station sign. Being fairly confident in his memory and vision, he doesn't think that he could have mistaken what he saw, and what he saw was Kirishima written on that sign. The train departed shortly afterwards, and from there, nothing else happened. At this point, OP started answering questions from Anons. Some Anons began posting maps around Higashiyagano, which is the station that the train is assumed to have stopped at. Anons began to suggest the possibility of the station being some sort of exclusive use station for the local area. You have a point, but it's kind of dangerous to open and close the doors with no announcement, right? Maybe you're just imagining things. Did you make out the letters for Kirishima clearly? I can't deny the possibility of me hallucinating. After all, I had been drinking, but I completely sobered up upon seeing it. I'm a little shaky on answering if I saw Kirishima written clearly, but the shapes of the letters all looked correct. At this point, OP informs everyone that he is now leaving the thread and will no longer be answering questions. OP then parts the thread with, "It's getting late, so good night everyone." And to that, other nuns respond, telling OP good night. However, some Anons noticed something peculiar about OP's last remark. It's only 5 p.m., but OP says good night and it's getting late. Are you posting from another world? And with that, the thread ends. Well, how was it? Do you think the story OP told was true? Did his post come from this world? Where could OP have been posting from? This thread left a lot of mysteries. The legendary story surrounding Kisaragi Station that was mentioned in this one will be discussed in an upcoming video, so stay tuned.